I missed work 2 days this past week. In 2018, because I don't tell a lot of people this, I have no shame in it. I had to have a colonoscopy at the age of 38. And I think before that colonoscopy, I believe I was diagnosed before the colonoscopy. After years of having like very bad issues with my stomach and with intestinal issues, I was diagnosed with irritable bowel syndrome with chronic constipation. I don't say this and put myself out there like that for sympathy. I'm not saying this to even gross you out. The thing about it is, though, is that it took a lot in me to trust allowing a doctor to put me down to sleep temporarily, go up my behind with a camera. Because when you're asleep, you don't know what people are doing to you. It is the most vulnerable place you can be in, because they're going to bring in that anesthesiologist and they're going to drug you, right? That's what they're supposed to do. After the initial needle, I went in and they started to count down, give me the medicine. To this day, I don't remember that colonoscopy. 1 minute, I was being rolled into that room. Then I was told, count down to 100. 100, 98, 97, 96. I was out. I was so sleepy the previous day from cleaning out that it was not hard to get me to sleep, because I just wanted a huge nap after that. And I felt blessed that I woke up and it wasn't so bad. I went home, rested it off. But in the recesses of our mind, we always wonder, did somebody violate us? You see, let's be honest, mistrust of some medical professionals is highly legitimate. Because when I go in, and in the few times I've had to be put down, because the only other time was when my wisdom teeth were taken out in like 2002. In the back of your mind, there are people like, oh, I'm going into surgery, I'm gonna die. That's not the first thing I think. The first thing I think is, somebody gonna hurt me. See, to give you context about the gastrointestinal story is the article. Okay, I had to get rid of the a word on that article. Basically, some women in New York were just violated after being drugged and put down. Now it's coming out that this person may have also stolen drugs to drug a date, if I'm not correct. Because when they raided his house and checked his house after some allegations, they found medications from the hospital where he worked that he had no business having at his house. I didn't link this story because I want to talk about it. One of his victims is 4 years older than I am. And she has gastrointestinal issues also. And he took full advantage of her. See, the reason that they know is because some kind of way, and I've forgotten the article because I read it. I tend to be forgetful. What the date and the patients have in common is that he found a way to sedate them, then commit his acts on them, and he taped it. And see, with my gastrointestinal issues getting worse, because I took 2 days off, Monday and Tuesday of this past week, for the same issue. So I know I got to go see my gastroenterologist. Don't get me wrong. Because, like, out here in my county, we have gastroenterologists, but Kaiser make us go up to this. There's a nice neighborhood out by Tacoma called Bellevue. And if you're from Washington State, you'll know what I'm talking about. That big Kaiser Permanente hospital out there, because I'm under Kaiser. I never felt any safer. You know what I'm saying? That's a wrong way to say it. I didn't feel fear when I went in for that colonoscopy. I felt relief in 2018 because I struggled with these issues for years and just didn't know. And to this day, I have belly bloat. I'm still trying to get it under control. But I can imagine the fear in that woman's eyes to have gone in under the heavy sedation they put you in for gastrointestinal issues, only to find out that that person violated you. Because if you talk to anyone who's had a colonoscopy, a lot of people have very little memory of that. So imagine the trauma she felt. So that part of the story, when I first read it, and I don't get triggered really, but that triggered me. Because when I had my colonoscopy, it's not that I'm comparing myself to these victims. It's just that, can you understand why people don't trust some medical professionals, or why there's a lack of faith? Because how do you premeditatedly decide that you're going to give someone drugs under the guise that you're going to help and make this person's life better, and you instead take advantage of this person in the worst kind of way, the sorrow associated with that? Who told these people that this is okay? And to imagine that you're going on a date with somebody that is one of the highest professions in the United States, a doctor. And you're like, wow, this person saves lives. This person is this and this, only to be drugged, violated, and then have it taped. There's just no words for this. I just don't know what to say. Because, see, I have to go see a doctor again, and I can't lie. I'm not living vicariously through these victims. But we have to address, because lots of people go under the needle and you think, oh, I'm never going to wake up. Which is your worst case scenario? People can go under the needle and never wake up. But what about the sorrow people feel to learn much later that you were really violated? And by people you're supposed to trust based on credentials that took them years to get in order to help society. It's just deviant.